seems like a man's family grows up overnight. All of a sudden, the kids are nearly grown, and costs for schooling and clothes grow with them. You want a better home for them. You wonder if your land can meet the children's needs and challenge your boys to stay with farming. So you start figuring, you and your wife. But it's hard to make the figures come out right. What with prices going higher, so many things the money just has to go for, you don't have enough left to cover the things you really need, let alone the things you'd like to have for your wife and kids. So you try to figure some way to get more income out of your land. Your cotton looks good this year. But your pasture hardly feeds the family cows and the boys' 4-H club calf. About all you get out of some of your land is a little firewood. Some of it is gullied and droughty. Some is always wet. Come right down to it, a lot of your farm doesn't pay any bills. Suddenly, you remember a college man at the experiment station saying a lot of such land could earn money. He said, if Alabama farmers put this land to work, we could double our farm income. Remembering, you wonder what you could do with your unproductive acres. So you call on folks whose job it is to help farmers like yourself see what is best for your land and your crops. Together, you and the county agent look over your farm. He says it's a case of finding ways to build all your land to the productive level of your best land. He says that you can reclaim abandoned fields, that you can drain those wet spots and rebuild eroded slopes. So you go with him back to the experiment station to see how these things are being tried out. The station superintendent is glad to show you what's being done. He shows you land once no better than some of yours, now growing good grazing crops for dairy cattle. You see how lime, phosphate, and other fertilizers, seed, and different kinds of livestock have turned wasteland into paying propositions. He shows how crop rotations keep the land covered and at work, producing feed the year round. He tells how the same principles are putting land to use on other stations, finding crops best adapted to soils and climate, turning them into higher-priced products through livestock, milk and eggs and meat, with different crop livestock combinations on regular farm-size units, where all that science knows is being applied to make the most out of the land. Returning home, you begin to see a little clearer some of the things you might do on your own place. And you make your plans with your family. You have to start from where you are, with what you already have, and make your decisions in the way that suits your family best. And you know that if the young folks have a hand in making decisions, you can expect them to take a lot more interest in carrying out the plans. You don't farm alone. Your family farms with you. You and the county agent go to see on other farms some of the things that you are planning. See results from the use of new fertilizers produced at the TVA factory laboratory at Muscle Shoals in a farming system that one of your own neighbors has patterned after what you saw on the experiment station. His test demonstration farm experience shows what can be done right in your own community. Takes some of the risk out of the new things for other farmers. Helps convince you that you might bring your place up the ladder. You see how he has built his land, changed over from cotton farming to a plan that gives him good income from a fine dairy herd, with practically all the feed produced right here on the farm. More and better cotton than he used to raise, and from other enterprises such as hogs. Crops like alfalfa that his land can now produce, making hog raising profitable. Land once waterlogged is now being drained. It puts a man to planning his own projects. You see, too, how your neighbor's farm has helped his family fix up the home, how they can take advantage of new appliances to live better and with less drudgery, how their son could go to college and find a good future in partnership with his dad. Oh, it was hard at first doing new things, but farmers teamed up in their own business organization to get needed services. They recommended fertilizers, terracing, lime. No, you don't work out all these new things alone. And with the help of those who blaze the trails, you feel you can do your job easier. So you set to work. The money from your good cotton crop helps you get the new practices going. You join the teamwork of farmers to get materials to put more of your land to work. You drain the land too wet to use so that it too can produce. You find that you can control water, that it doesn't always have the last say in your farming. You clear off wasteland for adapted crops. And you find that your farmer-owned business keeps up with the latest research findings to help farmers start and continue the soil-building agriculture. You move forward with the successful experience of many farmers and the strength of organization behind you as you follow the practices you've seen work for others. Your organization works with you to make sure you get materials especially fitted to your own soil and climate, new seeds and fertilizers that your new plan calls for. And you learn that from small beginnings at working together to set the new agriculture, farmers are doing bigger things that make it easier for more farmers to spread the pattern. Now, you're one of 20,000 farmers in 10 counties who, together, own and operate a fertilizer plant to provide themselves with high-analysis fertilizers they simply could not get 15 years ago, formulas shown by college research to fit your specific crop and your specific soil needs. A plant that, at the direction of its farmer members, helps you apply the latest research findings to fertilization by supplying the specific materials needed. That this same Federation of Farmer Cooperatives operates the most complete seed cleaning plant in the entire South to bring income from soil-building crops, provide a source of seed to promote their planting, and save money for farmers by helping them use their own products to further build and protect their soil. That your member organization works hand in hand with your research and educational agencies and institutions, fits its operations with the latest recommendations. Farmers working together to arrange for equipment and services directly connected with farm advancement. Services that involve pioneering in new materials, new techniques and formulas. Services that offer new markets for your new crops. Use your own production to help lessen the cost of advancing the new agriculture. Non-profit organizations that help you bear the cost of new ventures. Services such as your feed mill offers, processing what you grow and adding to it the needed nutrients for balanced feeding of your livestock. Things begin to look up for you as your land comes to support new animals. With new land use patterns and with the strength of your neighbors helping you, your farm begins to blossom. New income from animal products starts coming in. Oh, you still have a lot to learn, but now there's a challenge in learning about new crops, about new ways of farming. New sources of income from soil-building crops. A challenge in taking on new projects that fit into your own land livestock pattern and plans. There's a lot of satisfaction in seeing the earth respond to the new things you've learned, responding with heavy harvests of fine crops. There's a lot of satisfaction in tending good animals, in watching them grow and produce. A lot of interest in new knowledge and new skills, in good machinery to make work a real pleasure. A feeling of real accomplishment for you and your family, as you see once idle acres now green and as productive as your best cropland. A lot of satisfaction in knowing that you and your family are capable of doing these things. Seeing from your records the many changes you've wrought in your system, how from grain and from milk and seed, you've more than tripled your original income. And you plan the future with confidence. No, you don't farm alone. One farmer cannot cope with today's complex problems. Only as you join your neighbors can you and your family make real progress. Together, you are changing the face of your whole region. Green, productive fields the year round, producing new wealth. More and more farms are using livestock to turn soil-building grass and clovers into income for farm families, into fertility for the land. New crops build our soil. New crops add income from livestock and from seed that will spread living green over still more of our now unproductive acres. Joining with higher yields of traditional crops to mean more returns for less labor. And instead of only one source of income, farmers now have 2 or 3, with income the year round. As we put all of our land to work producing crops it is best suited for and managing it for its highest production. New income for farm families, new income for the people of the whole area with this increased production from our land. Markets expand to care for higher yields and for better quality. New markets grow up for our new products, giving rise to greater opportunity for still more people as we follow the products of our land on to the consumer, adding new values to them here in our own region every step of the way, using our own labor and our own skills to grade them, process them, transform them into finished products for consumers in towns and cities here and throughout the entire nation. This new wealth from the land means new wealth in our cities too, as the buying power of our people increases. Business people come to see that the welfare of town and country alike depends on that of the farmer and his land, and they too join with farm people to advance this new agriculture, promoting markets, handling supplies we need for good farming and for gracious living. Encouraging practices that mean a more fertile land and a sounder, more prosperous economy. That is the teamwork that helps a man and his family get ahead, helps you get the things you'd wanted for your wife and your children, conveniences for better living, for pleasant, healthful living. A more inviting home with a closer-knit family group. Opportunity for the education your children want. A chance for each personality to flower as each individual develops his own abilities feels a part of family life and progress now and in the future. No, you don't farm alone. You're a part of your community. And only as your neighbors advance can your community establish a better order, afford better schools and churches, better roads, and all the other things that make a community a good place to live. And by working together, you find a new relationship with others. You find joy in being together in work and in play. You find new confidence in living. You accept a new feeling of responsibility for bringing to your whole neighborhood the same progress that you have achieved on your farm, helping your neighbors advance into the security of a good community life. The security of expanded joint effort, as annually you meet to prepare for new possibilities through your own business organization, gearing your business of farming to the fast pace of the modern world. Acquainting yourself with all the facts at hand to meet your own problems. Using all the devices of modern education to learn new principles and new procedures. To see and understand the things other groups are doing, so that you may make sound decisions for your own future action. Seeing how your neighbors in other communities are capably meeting their problems of farming too, problems of soil building, of marketing with greater efficiency, of obtaining supplies for new farm practices. These farm changes are posing different problems in each county, and cooperative effort is helping farmers solve them efficiently. Problems of new fertilizers, new seeds and feeds. Problems of new fuels for mechanized agriculture. Problems of community hatching to replace the individual efforts of 1,000 setting hens, as poultry raising becomes a big business in some counties. Problems of supplies for the expanding poultry enterprises. Problems of feeding growing markets for volume production. You see that together, farmers are meeting these needs, and in meeting them, are training leaders who know the fundamentals of the business of agriculture, rural personalities who can work with other organized groups to establish a sound base for an expanding economy. Farmers together, assuring the quality of food from the soil right to the table. Seeing that the new production of livestock brings good prices to the farmer by entering into the processing field. Making protein supplement from dehydrated alfalfa, thus encouraging more farmers to plant the queen of legumes, helping keep your region perpetually green. Meeting the problems of needed services like seed cleaning to make it easier and more economic to use soil building crops. Having your co-op managers periodically study new research at first hand to direct your sales and services toward helping the farmer adjust to indicated changes in his farm operations. And as you review the work in your region, you find a challenge for more constructive ventures by your own group. As you leave your meeting, you take with you printed evidence of your group's cooperative effort in education. You take with you the encouragement of having neighbors join your effort. Your hard struggle alone for your family's needs is now just a memory. As you think how you and your family have worked with all your acres, with your neighbors and other farmers, with your college and businessmen, achieving fertile farms, a full, satisfying life, all together, and a brighter outlook as you go forward all together.